Okay, made it to the park, and I have BigRed here behind me. And the past 2 months I hadn't done any videos on BigRed because I've had some trouble with the tune on it. So generally speaking, the AFR during driving and wide open throttle and all that's good. The problem I'm having is when I'm cruising at 2,000 RPM or 3,000 RPM, whatever it is, and I roll on the throttle, it goes way lean. And I'll show you a little video of that. Cruising 3,000 RPM, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. Jumps up to 16.5, sometimes 17. But what I've done is I've replaced jets in it, make sure no jets were clogged up. I've checked the air bleeds, make sure they're not clogged up. I replaced the power valve. I had a power valve plug in it, now it's got a power valve in it, and none of that stuff's worked. I even tried to band-aid it by putting a bigger discharge nozzle on the throttle, the accelerator pump, and that helped a lot, but that was just putting a band-aid on it. So I put the other discharge nozzle from when I had the old engine in it, because it never had any problems. So that's one of my main issues right now, is this carburetor was on my other motor for the last 10 years and I've never had any problems. So what else? Power valve, jets. I've replaced all the vacuum lines to the carburetor, so make sure there's no vacuum leaks. And the only other thing I can think of right now is maybe the fuel that's in the gas tank is old. I did put some new fuel in it, but it mixed with the old fuel, so I'm trying to just drive it and run all that out of there. I did also raise the front float bowl a little bit, the float on the front carburetor bowl, trying to get a little bit more weight on the fuel to transition into the primaries quicker. And you know, just kind of trying everything. At this point, I'm kind of leaning towards the fuel the most. I think the old fuel, that fuel's probably a year old, mixed with new fuel. I think once I wash that all out of there, I think I'll be in pretty good shape. Otherwise, it's running really good. So yeah, so it's running really good. I don't think I have any like valve lash issues or anything like that. I might go ahead and pull a valve cover and check it anyways, but really leaning towards fuel. So let's go drive around a little bit and see how she's doing. Okay, so as you can see, I'm back home. I decided to come home, get the draggy. You could have probably seen it on the hood in the video, but got the draggy, put Phoebe back in the house, and decided to go out and make a little run for you guys so I could get some data. Now, even though the carburetor's not running right, I did notice on this run at wide open throttle, I was getting 11.5 to 1 air fuel ratio, so not good. Also, just going through the times here, 60 foot, it's a 225, which is way off the pace from where the 360 was at like a 198 to a 2.0. And you can see the G-force right there. I kind of eased into it. You can actually see the G's raising right there. So I eased into it, just the road was a little wet, didn't want to spin the tires. And moving along right here at the 8th mile, 904 at 79. The old 360 was running an 807, 808 at 84.95, so that's slower there. Then over here at the quarter mile, I let out. Whenever I'm on the streets, I always let out before the quarter mile, so just try to be safe, save that for the racetrack. We can see the graph right there, that's where I let out. Still ran a 1410 at 87 in the quarter mile, and 318 is doing pretty good. That carburetor is still giving me a fit, but I wanted to get you guys some numbers just to get you kind of info on what's going on with the truck. So I think we have a lot of room to tune here. I was shifting at 6,000 RPM, which is normal for what I was doing with the 360. I might bump up the rev limiter, try to hit 6,500, 7,000 on this motor. I don't know yet, but I don't know. She's running pretty good, but we still have a little ways to go. I'm not satisfied with a 9.0, and like I said, the 60 foot's a little off, so at least we can take a tenth or so, hopefully 2/10 off of that by the time this is all tuned and ready to go. So anyways, I know it's been 2 months since y'all had seen BigRed with the 318. Want to get you guys an update. There you go. If you have any ideas on what I need to do with this carburetor other than buy a new one, which is on my mind, but I'd rather go EFI. I'm trying to keep this thing as close to the 360 as possible for side-to-side comparison, so keep that in mind. If I go with a double pumper carburetor, that's going to be a variable that's not the same as the 360. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give me some info down below, help me out with this thing, and I will see you next time.